It's Technically Minded, I'm Mark, and it's that time of year.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
No, it's way too early in the year for that. No, I'm on about all things ghost schoolies and all a bit scary. And talking of which, I'm practically asking to get Blair Witch coming out to forests like this. And the thing I want to talk about is the things that are in your house that are, well, out to get you. Things as innocent as this little white box here.
You thought coming out here would really stop me? Foolish human.
Yeah, it was a bit nippy out there and properly scary as well, but practically Blair Witching myself out in the forest. But we start our scary stories with something that's supposed to protect you. Yeah, but could be the whole reason that you end up getting compromised. I am talking about that little black box in the corner blinking away, the Humble Home Router. Not this one specifically, but it's just one I had lying around. The vast majority of these devices, the wonderful home router, have a sort of rudimentary firewall built into them, which is brilliant, and it stops inbound connections that you didn't explicitly start or permit from the inside. Sounds good enough? Well, if you've not turned off something called Universal Plug and Play, well, you might be in a bit of trouble. Anything such as games consoles can open holes in the firewall. That's the whole idea behind Universal Plug and Play. It allows you to play online with your mates by punching a little hole that allows you to connect directly. Sounds brilliant, doesn't it? Except they're not the only ones that can get in, unfortunately. You might want to switch that off if you've not done so already. But let's say you're on top of that. You've got that all sorted, you've already got switched off. What if there was a bug in your Humble router? Not impossible. And let's say you only needed to visit a website to get attacked. You know, a few requests through the web browser could be enough to compromise an unpatched router. Sounds a bit complicated and far-fetched, doesn't it? Well, just below this video, down in the section below, you'll see a link to some trend micro research from 2020. Turns out, even years on from Mirai, however you're supposed to pronounce that botnet, home routers are still being compromised to join botnets. Yeah, that thing in the corner could be part of Skynet and you didn't even know it. I'm just glad we haven't released all American models of integrated home defense systems. That could get a bit hairy. On the plus side, I guess we'll get some free off-site backups when the botnet operators nick our data. You've got to find some positive in this. I think after that scary tale, we need something a bit lighter. How about the thing that I quite literally use to light my house? Lamps. Connected to smart switches like this because, this is a rented place. I'm not going to install special electronics for it. At the end of the day, this is a relay with Wi-Fi connectivity. So what's the harm in these things? Well, take that kettle from a few years back that had Wi-Fi connectivity that leaked your password if you could talk to it on Bluetooth. I guess it's not impossible for devices like this to have similar sort of bugs in them. So I guess we're off to a good start already. There's also the sorry tale of a chap a few years back who had a smart light bulb. He went the next stage for a light bulb that is Wi-Fi connected. And it failed. As happens, light bulbs don't last forever. And this thing tried to be helpful. It goes, well, I'm a smart light bulb, I failed. I probably ought to tell somebody that I failed. So we do that, and it sounds good, and it sounds brilliant, except it kept reporting it over and over and over and over, several times a second, to the point that no other device could talk on the network. A smart home taken down by a light bulb. If you want the details on that one, check the links below. But imagine a home where you can't switch off the lights, lock the doors, or you could just kill the breaker, couldn't you?
I wouldn't do that, Mark.
Now, we all saw those smart assistants on sci-fi shows where you could speak to the computer and it would do, well, anything you desired. The future, well, it's almost here now. I can ask that thing in the corner to play solid radio and it plays the very best radio station in the world, in my humble opinion, of course. But to do that, it must always be listening.
I am always listening and watching, even without a camera.
That's not creepy. But of course, you know, compared to mobile phones, this is absolutely nothing. They've got voice assistants built into them. But even if you've got an ancient mobile phone, like the old Blackberries I used to write Java apps for an alarmingly long time ago, you know, even they have unique identifiers on the mobile network. So even if you swap the SIM, change provider, any of that kind of stuff, the handset can always be tracked. That's, you know, that's nothing new and always been a warrant away in the right circumstances. The real scary thing about modern smartphones is the apps. Everything from Facebook to Uncle Bob's top quality torch app has access to an alarming amount of your personal data, you know, from location to contacts to the websites you visit. I'm almost tempted to microwave the thing, just at the mere thought of all the weird and wonderful stuff that people have access to. That'll turn out into a proper torch. That could be a good video. A bit expensive, but it could be a good video. So on that note, welcome to our modern, connected and properly scary world at this scary time of the year.
Don't have nightmares. Mahahaha.